Episode 1. The Rose.
You are listening to Tale as Cold as Crime, a true crime podcast. However, before we start, a word from our sponsor, Clorox Bleach.
You can use Clorox bleach in many different scenarios. For example, you can tie-dye shirts, you can clean up that mess of a toilet that you constantly sit on while listening to this very podcast. Don't worry, honey, it's okay. You can also use it to clean up that weird-looking stain. Oh, it's so red, so disgusting. Of course it's nothing nefarious, it's just some wine you've been guzzling down. Oh, you relatable dear. Please note, listener discretion is advised, as episodes contain real-life details that some viewers may find disturbing.
Hello everyone, welcome to our in-deep series all about Izzy. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Roger. Before we get to our first episode, here's a short introduction into the case. Take a listen to this recording of a 911 call, followed by statements from the victim, Izzy's friends and family.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm ringing about my daughter. I don't want to panic, it's just that I haven't heard from her in a few hours. It's very unlike her.
What age is she?
She's 17.
And has she made any contact?
No, not since the morning. One morning. I've tried calling her friends, but no one has seen her. She loved walking, but she never walked at night, because she was afraid, being a young woman, to be out at night.
I understand, sir, but I need you to get...
I can't find her favorite jacket. It was a blue one. She loved it and always wore it. It was dirty and in the wash pile, but not anymore.
Okay, sir. Now, can you give me your name and address, and I'll get someone over to you now.
My name's Maurice Candell, and I'm at 22 Rose Lane.
And your daughter's name?
Izzy Candell.
It was like any other morning. The sun was shining and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Izzy Candell went from school to the library to return her book and pick up a few more. She loved reading and read everything she could get her hands on.
She always had her head in a book. Just that morning she was packing up all her books to return them to the library. She could get through a book in just a few hours. I have something for you all to listen to.
Dad, come quick! Surprise! Happy birthday! Do you like it?
It looks wonderful, thank you.
I'm so glad you like it. I love you, Dad.
If any of you hear that voice, call the police. Please, find her.
We did everything together. She was my best friend. But that day, that horrible day, I wasn't able to go with her. The day it happened, I wasn't there. To this day, it's my biggest regret. I couldn't believe what I was about to learn would actually be true.
She meant the world to me. I still can't believe that this has happened. She's the love of my life, and I swear I will find her, and I will not let poor Maurice down.
My man Gary told you straight. Izzy was his bird, and after hearing the uplifting tape of how kind Izzy was, he'll do anything to help find her. And if he don't, he'll unleash the beast.
Well, Izzy's my cousin, and I absolutely adore her. I do wish that she could contact me. She's always my favourite cousin. If she's listening, I beg of her, please reach out. I need you.
Episode 1. The Rose. And that's the introduction to All About Izzy, our in-deep series on Tale as Cold as Crime. You probably think you've heard it all before, and trust me, you have. You are listening to Tale as Cold as Crime, a true crime podcast, our in-deep series all about Izzy. Let's go straight into the first episode, The Rose, where we will hear a number of interviews the police conducted, starting with Izzy's father, Maurice.
I've already told you what I know. I need to get out there to search for her. I have to help.
Remind me again. Where were you at 12:05 p.m.?
As I said, I was just at home, sir.
Right, okay. It's just we're having trouble figuring out how your car ended up at the end of the cul-de-sac in the village.
It must have been stolen.
It was an ordinary morning, but the day wouldn't be. Izzy went about her day as she always did, and Maurice Candell, her father, was busy in his garage, tinkering with the inventions. It was just the two of them, and had been for years since her mother's tragic passing. That morning, Izzy left walking to return a library book to the local library. 6 hours later, a team of police would be searching the perimeter of the town because Izzy was gone.
So what did just happen in those hours? Where had she gone? Who had she seen? And most importantly, why did she never return? Who was Izzy Candell, really?
Look, Mr. Candell, as soon as you tell us everything, we can let you go. If this is all just a misunderstanding.
I've told you everything.
I'm having trouble understanding why you were seen on CCTV picking flowers from a stranger's garden and humming to yourself. Would you consider this normal behavior, Mr. Candell, especially when your daughter was missing?
I must have forgotten, but how? I mean, oh, no, did I would never hurt. Why can't I remember anything?
It was approximately 12 p.m. when Maurice left the house the day Izzy went missing. CCTV showed him passing a nearby bakery. But where was he going? His lack of alibi was cause for immediate suspicion. What was the purpose of his walk at this critical time? An innocent stroll, or something more sinister? The truth would be far more baffling.
Oh, Izzy's dad? He's got a few problems. He's not right as rain. I've heard the rumors that he killed her, and that he was working in the garden as an alibi. I don't tend to believe in such rumors. I take everything I learn with a grain of salt. Not even a pinch.
At this stage, the authorities consulted an expert doctor who explained that when one is suffering from late-stage dementia, it is not uncommon for them to express senile behaviours. For example, acting strangely or out of character. They might also behave in ways that seem childish as they try to recall memories from a lost youth, as those memories are not tainted by adulthood. Leaving the house without a sense of purpose, wandering, taking things from gardens, bins, flowers. Perhaps humming a tune to centre themselves. It is said that the last thing to go is a senseless song. One's favourite, in fact, may be so lodged with their minds that it is tied to their very sense of what it is to be human. Maurice Candell was no longer a suspect in the case of Izzy Candell, but without finding her, or a body, what case was there?
Yo, my boy Jake just got some awesome tapes.
Please speak normally. My podcast, my rules.
It's actually Jake's studio, so it's actually his rules.
Just play the tape, Jake.
Hello, Rosalind? This is just an interview, and I just need to figure out what you know. Every detail you tell us is critical. Even if it seems small to you, it'll help us get a better picture of who Izzy Candell is. And it'll help us figure out her disappearance. So please, relax, and just tell us about Izzy and your relationship with her.
Okay, sir. I'm just kind of jumpy when it comes to interviews of any sort.
Don't be. Honestly, this will just be very informal. It's only a few questions.
Okay. Thank you for calming me.
First question. When was the last time you saw Izzy?
2 days ago. It was a sunny Sunday, and it was nice enough to go to the park, so I went with Izzy. She was always up for a good walk.
You sound like you were very close.
Yeah, we're like unofficial sisters.
Good to know. Second question. When you met Izzy, did she seem different in any way?
Actually, one thing stands out. She always had a boba tea after a walk, but this Sunday, she said she wanted an iced tea.
Is that all that was different about her? Was she changing, do you think?
No, sir. There was another difference. That day, she wore a yellow jacket, like the one Freddie Mercury would wear. She usually wears a blue jacket with tassels. In fact, she loved that blue jacket. She always wore it. Her dad, Maurice, used to say at family gatherings it made her green eyes seem warmer or cooler depending on her mood.
I see. Do you know her father personally?
Yes, I'm the one who helped him find the second-hand tape recorder for Izzy's birthday. She loved vintage. He bought it because she really likes to make a record of things and kept memorabilia.
Were the blue and yellow jackets vintage?
Yes, exactly.
Okay then, last question. How would you describe Izzy Candell's social life?
Well, besides me, her unofficial sister, she has a boyfriend, Gary Stone, a best friend named Barbara. She's very popular, if that's what you're asking.
A boyfriend? Did they have any arguments?
Yeah, they did. Izzy told me she wanted to break up with Gary because she wants to focus on herself, and really because she doesn't like his friend Larry because he spreads rumours about people, all to make Gary or himself look better.
Rumors about Izzy, for example?
Well, I haven't heard any.
I need to talk to Larry and Gary. Anyway, thank you for your time, Rosalind. You've been immensely helpful. You are dismissed.
And that's a wrap for episode 1 of our In Deep series all about Izzy. Join us next week for episode 2, The Search Party, where the story unfolds and mystery abounds.
You've been listening to our podcast Tale as Cold as Crime, written by Emer O'Reilly in collaboration with Play Acting Youth Theatre members, with support from Ursula McGinn, Shauna Gilligan, Matthew Moran, and Aisling Bryn. The voices you heard in this podcast belong to Alex, Aidan, Kira, Connor 1, Emer, Evan, Neve, Jordan, Patrick, Connor 2, Sam, and Jennifer. Sound design by Paul Dowling. This podcast was made possible by Kildare County Council's Platform for Recording Bursary Award. Thank you for listening.